Afternoon. How are we all doing? So I just flicked onto my onto this New Zealand dollar yen trade. I just posted in the Telegram group. My initial TP was basically around here, and it wicked into my TP and then popped back out the other way, as it always does. So it was just about to hit my TP, so I've just whacked my TP down basically to get revenge. My broker's going to move down and take my TP like that. I shall get my revenge. New Zealand dollar yen, I've got this support coming. Yens are getting hammered today. Or not, the yen's massively bullish today. So this yen pullback's starting to kick in. Yeah, basically got a nice resistance there, which will probably turn support anyway. So I'm going to stick a trailer on it now of 110 and just trail that down. So I'm going to put my TP back down in this propulsion gap in case we get a lovely big pop. So 3 o'clock this afternoon, we've got the PMI figures for the US dollar. So if we get a pop on the US or a dump on the US, quite often the yen will get a slam as well. So I'm just going to keep it further down. Since Brian's put a Ed209 meme in the Telegram group. Ed209 trying to get downstairs. That's not going to end well, is it? Afternoon, Fletch. Afternoon, Michael. Afternoon, Big Papa. This is the Fidel Crest evaluation. I'm on 3% now because I've lost 0.6 this morning, but I've got 0.9 running. So that's 4%. So if I can grab another 1% out of this afternoon, if the news pops and I get another 1%, that's it, passed. Not bad. 2 days. Yeah. Right. So yeah, this afternoon, obviously, 3 o'clock, US dollar PMIs. So the services PMIs will obviously affect the US dollar, but they will also affect everything because money gets dragged out of everything into the US when we get big, strong US news. It could come out as expected and be flat as a pancake. We'll see what happens. Lots of ADRs hitting at the moment as well. So I'm going to be watching the NASDAQ. We've got 6 minutes to the open. So we'll have a look at what's going on with the NAS. ADRs so far today, quite a few looking at these. So as Michael's just said, CAD weakness. So Aussie dollar CAD's pumping. Ignore all these orders on here. This is a test account that I'm running the sentiment EA on, which I haven't had a chance. I haven't done anything this morning, literally. I was on stream this morning for just over 3 hours. So literally, I stopped streaming, had a phone call. That phone call was 1 hour and 12 minutes. Had my lunch, come upstairs, sat down, phone rang, on the phone. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my Christ, it's 2:05. I've got to go in the library. So I literally have done nothing all morning. Afternoon, David. So I haven't looked at the market or anything. I've just been doing stuff. So Aussie dollar CAD. Yeah, big CAD weakness at the minute. RSI extension, ADR extension. So good potential drop. Obviously, Canadian dollar, you need to be aware of. That's possibly going to move on news. So if we get strength in the US dollar, we'll probably see the CAD pop to the downside. So this looks pretty good for an ADR reversal. Drop down to M5. You're not going to get a reversal on it. It's too far away. So yeah, see what happens with that one. But it doesn't look particularly great at the moment. Oops, sorry. That's Aussie dollar CAD. CAD Swiss. So what's caused this weakness in the CAD? Oh, here you go. UAE has privately pushed OPEC Plus to let it produce more oil. UAE debating internally whether to leave OPEC. Ooh. That's why the Canadian dollar's weak. Obviously, its main export is oil, which has collapsed. That's why we got weak US. CAD, rather. So that's getting long. That's not going to stay that way. UAE are not leaving OPEC. Well, I don't know. Maybe that I doubt it. OPEC wouldn't be much without the UAE, would it? Biggest oil producer. Hello twice today. Hello, Trev. Hello, Luke. You're on time for a change. Right, so yeah, this is why the CAD is dropping. I haven't looked at news at all today. I've just been doing stuff. Russia intends to mothball damaged pipelines for the Nord Stream. Oh dear. It's not good for Europe. Right, okay. So yeah, literally just oil news. So oil is along. Just looking at oil quickly. We're expecting oil prices to go up to 107. If the UAE did leave OPEC, I'm not quite sure what impact that would have on oil prices. Its TP is reaching. It's tippy toes. We're forecasting 107 this year, 90s by summer. Thought, but it doesn't seem to be going that way, does it? We're nearly in spring. So I'm looking for longs on it, basically, on this market structure. We had a triple top at previous resistance. We pulled down into a double bottom. And now we are literally just sitting in symmetrical triangle land, waiting. I still like it long, and we're contracting. So this is a good ADR, I think, for a long, but up to you what you think. I like it long. I'm not trading oil myself at the moment, but pretty good. That's a news drop, but it's not, just because there's talk of something doesn't mean that's going to happen, is it? Same with this Canadian dollar weakness. All these CAD moves quite possibly all get undone this afternoon with the US dollar news. So very nice extension below 20 there on the CAD Swiss, ADR 125. So again, drop down all of these. You're going to struggle to get reversal alerts on a lot of these because of this speed of movement. But when you do get them, they're all potentially good buys. CAD yen, we've got a very strong yen at the moment, so this would probably be my least favorite. Euro CAD, is that to the down? That'll be to the upside. So yeah, that's the way I would expect that to go anyway. So still might mean revert though. Pound CAD, that'll be a hit to the upside. Yeah, sell that, definitely. Pound CAD. I'm not sure if I want to take another trade on this yet, because I'm about to possibly pass it, and I don't want to really jeopardize it. But how long have we got to the open? All markets just opened. Hang on, I'll come back to that in a minute. I'll come back to these in a sec. Okay, so you... why is the pre-market not gone in? This is a demo account. It's probably got a load of loss on it. Let me just move that. All right, okay, so pre-market. Okay, this is all going to be wrong now. So your pre-market, I can't move the lines either. Your pre-market 15 is there. You're short if you're on the pre-market. Forget that. Selling back into propulsion. I'll have a look at the NASDAQ quickly. So we're up at resistance at the minute on the NAS. This whole area up here, potentially, there's lots of areas in here we're going to start to potentially pull back from. We looked at this one this morning, didn't we, with the DAX. There was very close to taking out the highs, which it did. We got a little bit more room to the movement to the upside, but lots of big propulsion gaps to the downside that didn't get filled. So, there's a good chance we're going to pull back down into propulsion today. So if you're in the pre-market, your stop is 5, 10, 15 there. So we're looking at approximately 16 pips. So you'd be looking for something like 24 for a 1 hour, 1.5 hour. somewhere down there. We've got some buyers buying up this propulsion gap at the minute. Afternoon, Seymour. Afternoon, Fanor. Afternoon, Big Papa. Sad news, good news? What's sad news? CAD Swiss at support and RSI extended and ADR. Yeah, like CAD Swiss. Afternoon, Stevie. Afternoon, Diamond. We'll just see how this initial cash balance goes in. Okay, so that's 1.5 RTP on the initial 15. Not quite. Afternoon, Chris. Come on. Let's get the target, shall we? So that's 1.5 R and 2 R on the initial open. 35 seconds left to go. See if we can get a run. Get a little flush out just before the candle closes. No, it's pulling back. Right. So there's your 5-minute opening range gone in there now, which we'll draw in a second. There we go, the pink one. So there's your 5-minute opening range. Probably find we get a little bit of a pullback from here now. So see what happens, but might continue to flush. Just look at the ADRs while we're waiting for that. So CAD Swiss, CAD Yen is good. Euro CAD obviously is a potential reversal, but I'd be a bit wary about that one. Euro is a long. Pound CAD definitely a short. So that was the one I was looking at, wasn't it? So pound CAD, let's have a quick look at that. I might set up a trade on that quickly on the hourly. 30 pips. Let's go with the shorts. So I would go there, looking for that. 0.23. I'm just setting this up for a news trade, basically. So pending order underneath the low there. Target down in that propulsion gap, top of that propulsion gap. Stop loss just above that high. So looking for just basically a quick flush when we get strength on the US dollar, if we get strength on the US dollar, just to get a quick scalping, which would be $70, which will basically hit target on that. New Zealand dollar yen is the other ADR. So New Zealand dollar yen is a long. It's very extended, obviously, up here on the 4-hour. So this is the profit take move on that. So if you took the 4-hour RSI extension, there's your profit. Coming down into support, which is a pretty decent support. This is the highest breakout we've had on New Zealand dollar yen for a bit. So potentially this could act as a support where we're getting to now. So get a pullback on this move. profit take. So it looks like a good ADR. Again, you probably struggle to get a 5-minute reversal. Oh no, it's really tight. Look at that. Really tight reversal on this one. That's been tested. That's been tested. There's not really much target upside, is there? Up there, all the way back up to there. Loads of them, 40 points. Looks good. ADR reversal and US dollar CAD. Already coming off 5 minutes. Just about to get a reversal at US dollar CAD. Do I want to take that ahead of news? Oh, I'm getting a bit. Taking a news trade. Do I want to take a news trade? I don't know. I'm so close to passing this. Yeah, do it. Fuck it. Screw it. So going short on US dollar CAD. Let me just set this up with the right lot size. I'm going to give it some breathing room up to that high. So I'm going to give it 30 pips, basically, 0.23 short. This is a risky gamble, basically, on the news. So this is a news trade. I'm basically looking for a push on the news. So it's a total gamble, basically. 50-50 shot. News is either going to come out positive or it's not. One or the other. I'm only going to lose $50, so it's only going to lose 0.5%. But if that news comes my way, I pass the evaluation. So, you know, why not? 20 minutes. Difference between earning or losing 10 grand. So there's all your ADRs. We didn't quite get that. We double bottomed. We've come up and we've broken out the highs. So whipsaw. So this morning, or sorry, this afternoon, any trades that you take ahead of news are going to be tricky because we will probably go into a holding pattern ahead of the news because the market's not going to want to take any directional moves until it knows whether it needs to be long or short US. So the stock markets will basically just go into a rotation usually ahead of the news. How wide that rotation is difficult, obviously, to tell. But at the moment, it looks like we're interested in staying somewhere in this range. So I wouldn't be too keen to take any trades ahead of the news at 3. So news is coming out 3 o'clock. Is the PMIs. ADRs, I've done RSIs. We've got quite a few. Again, similar sort of thing. These are all hourlies. There's no 4-hour RSIs at all. We had one this morning, didn't we? What did we have this morning? Something was extended. It's not now, which means obviously it's played out if you've taken it. So well done if you took it, whatever it was. I can't remember. Aussie dollar CAD. I'm really organised this afternoon, as you can tell. Aussie dollar CAD. Massive extension on the RSI. I probably had to tell you, actually, because I took it. 4-hour. What have I closed today? Probably New Zealand dollar yen. What the hell's that? Oh, look at that. Right, this is a really good advert for brokers, right? So the market reversal alerts EA, is programmed to scale out of a position if it goes 3/4 of an ADR against me. Yeah. That is where the market closed last night. That is where the market opened last night. That is how far my broker spread the spread at the swap to take me out. He didn't even know my stop was going to be there, but that shows you how wide your broker spreads overnight. Yeah, you know this if you use stop losses because you get stopped out all the time on spreads, don't you, overnight? swaps. That's what happens. But look at that. That for conclusive proof. This is Robo Forex. Yeah, they spread at the swap. I don't know what the actual calculation is, but that's where I have to assume that is where it is because that's where they filled me. So they spread 27 pips on a 60 ADR pair. So that's half an ADR they spread within 5 minutes. Anybody that shorted New Zealand dollar yen yesterday and decided to use a stop loss above the previous day's high was liquidated. Your broker is not your friend. So I got out of New Zealand dollar yen. So this was this must have been the 4-hour RSI extension, I guess, that we had this morning. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, I'm out of that. With a nice little profit, but an unnecessary stop out. Aussie dollar CAD, RSI extended on the hourly. Love brokers, don't you? So hourly RSI extension. Can't speak. Aussie dollar CAD is a range bound. There's no bias in either direction on that, so you can take it in either direction. So that's an ADR and an RSI extension. You're not going to get a reverse alert on that's too far away. Nicely extended though, and it is starting to play back now. I'd be a bit wary about the liquidity sitting there at the moment though. It'd be much better if they can get 125 ADR and take it from there if you can. Up to you, but there's a good RSI extension there. Not very extended, but Aussie New Zealand dollar is even more extended. Big Papa, why does New Zealand dollar pairs always have crazy spreads? They just do. They just do. It's annoying. It's just annoying. It's like, you know, the liquidity is absolutely fine, everybody. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Liquidity is fine. Oh, no, it's not fine. This is fine. Don't worry. The reason you get it is because they steal your money. Simple as. There's a piece of software. I'm not going to remember the name of it. I'm not going to remember it. NASDAQ 15-minute range is going in. It looks like it might be long. There's a piece of software that is used by brokers, which is commercially available and you can buy it, but basically allows them to see all the stops, and it basically just gives them two boxes, long and the short of it. Over here, you've got everybody's accounts and you've got their liquidation levels. Big move. 40 services PMI has just come out 15 minutes ahead of schedule. What? Oh, that's the S&P services PMI. 50.6 positive. That what? S&P. It's not the ISM, is it? I didn't even know there was an S&P one. So there is, look. Okay. So that's the S&P one. Forget that. I thought that was 15 minutes early. Yeah, there's a piece of software basically that says, you know, here's all your accounts. Here is their liquidation levels. And here's a box. And here's a box. If you take price to that level, you will make $1,250. If you take price to that level, you will make $2,450 by liquidating stops placed at those positions. What would you like to do? And there's buttons here that say the different spread levels. The broker hits that button. Yeah, the spread widens and then contracts. That button exists. I have seen it. It exists in software in brokerages. And it's called the money-making button. £2,500 for pressing the button. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Nice big push. US dollars dropping. Don't know what to do with this trade. Might be they're contracting this off the back of that figure, and we're going to get a rally. I'll leave it for the minute. So yeah, that's what happens. Why? Because they steal money. Simple as. Sorry, I'm waffling again already. We've only just started. Aussie New Zealand 1 hour RSI extension. Nice extension on the hourly there. Big strong push today. Good chance we're going to get a pullback on this. We've been looking for short opportunities. There you have it. RSI is nicely extended, so I'll be looking for shorts on that. This area here, we looked at this one this morning, didn't we? That would be your backup plan, and this whole area here potentially, which is what we had to break through to get back to, is potential resistance. That's ADR today. So get in this anytime you like, really. We're on a 1 hour RSI extension, so you can start monitoring for reversal alerts now, but you'd be much better, if possible, to take a reversal alert somewhere up at ADR 125 ADR if it can get there. That is good for shorts, definitely. And that's our pullback long term. So this is the pullback starting. So market structure on the way down. Yeah, this is the pullback for the short. CAD Swiss is extended as well. Position trading remains safe during New York close. No stop loss. Exactly. Unless you're using the EA with, look, this is position trading. You're not safe if you're using drawdown control. The EA is told to do drawdown control when it sees a 0.75 drawdown. It saw a 0.75 drawdown, so it triggered that. There's absolutely no need for me to take that $126 loss. Yeah, so you're still not safe if you're using position trading. You're safer, obviously, because you're still in the position. But, you know, bastards. CAD Swiss. Yeah, this is oil. I would like to say yes, but I would say we're coming back up to here, but I'm not sure if we're going to do this today. It's really going to come down to the PMIs. So if you get into this and you get a result on PMIs, fine, you're going to get it. If you don't, you're going to come down into propulsion or down into support. So if you're going to get into this as an ADR reversal now, because it is pulling back now, you're just about to get an M5 if you haven't had one already. Haven't had one yet. It's miles away. So yeah, if you're getting into this, just be aware that the news may well take it down, in which case you're going to need to scale into a couple. I doubt we'll get to 225. These PMI figures have got to be pretty dramatic to get that sort of level in. I don't think we'll get down there. CAD Yen, nicely extended. Yen's on a mission at the moment. ADR reversal. That's 20. Very big. Already had the reversal alert on it. No, not. Crikey. So all these CADs are huge sell-offs. So you're not getting reversal alerts on these. So you're going to have to take price action if you want to get into them. I just worry about the CAD. This is coming down pretty hard. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to get in front of that? However, the CAD is along. So the answer is yes. But is this oil news going to be catastrophic or not? We're not going to know, are we, really, until we get some confirmed news on all of this. Oh, here you go. Media's report that UAE is considering leaving OPEC is far from the truth. There you go. So CADs, I would imagine these are all going to reverse. This is bull leak. So all these CAD pairs, I think you'll be fine on longs. So I'm just monitoring this because I'm getting close to 2%. This is a tricky one. Why did I take US dollar CAD? If the CAD's going to strengthen on the back of this OPEC rumor, it's going down. If the US dollar is going to get strong PMI figures, we're going to get that. What I want is weak PMI figures. Might reduce the risk. I'm just going to reduce the risk down by 50% ahead of the news. CAD yen, so euro yen. All these yens basically are absolutely flying at the moment. So this come down pretty hard. Brian, I get why they do it, but wouldn't commissions and swaps fees make more in the long run? Well, they get those as well, don't they? They get the commissions, the swaps, and the stops. Don't forget, 80+% of traders are on the V book or the A book, depending on which one you use in a broker. So 80% of traders, they are taking the opposite side of their trade. So every time you stop out in a loss, they make a profit for the same amount. Plus they get your commission and spread on top of it. So it's in their interest to spread at the open in the mornings to gather up profit, isn't it? Naughty. If you want to make money trading, become a broker. So euro yen nicely extended to the downside as well. Euro is a buy. Yen is obviously very strong at the moment, but look at the euro yen. It's fighting back hard. When that yen starts to weaken a little bit, I think we get a nice pop on the euro. So this is a long. I would be looking for longs on it at the moment, obviously, unless they get some kind of intervention. So good opportunity down there. Reversal on M5. You've just had it. We've got a W pattern. Looks good. It's struggling at the moment because we've got such a strong yen. Beautiful target up there as well on M5. Euro yen? Sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, it's euro yen, yeah. Pound CAD, the other one. Not with it, I haven't had the drugs today. Medicine drugs, not other drugs. Yeah, I've got a bad arm. Pound CAD, it's already played out. 5 minute. Oh, no, it hasn't. You're just about to get it. So the M pattern's already played out. Reversal. You haven't had the reversal yet because of the strength of this move against the Canadian dollar. This is a rumor. Therefore, we should get that coming down. I like everything selling on the pound. So pound CAD was probably one of the better ones to take. 4, 5 minutes, 6 minutes to the news. Come on, it'd be lovely to hit target before the news. Then I haven't got to worry about it. Pound CAD, I'm already short on. Be nice to get that over the line, wouldn't it, before the news? But I don't think that's going to happen. Pound CAD, yeah, nice short. Take it. RSI extension. Pound is weak. Short. Yeah, it's not particularly short. New Zealand dollar yen. So New Zealand dollar yen hourly RSI extension to the downside. So this is a tricky one. New Zealand yen is officially kind of a buy. We are rejecting every time we get into this zone at the moment. So I shorted it from here, got out down here, and when we collapsed, we came back up, tested that area again. So it's this propulsion gap, basically. We retested it. We finally broke. They've now made a new high. So this is a new high since high of the year, basically, since December. And we're rejecting again. So it's really hard to know what to make of this. We are trying to get this propulsion gap filled, but really, really, really struggling every time we get into it. So this is either a range high play, and you should be here looking for a pullback drop, or this is the run into the propulsion gap. It's a really difficult one to decipher at the moment. The fact that it is so volatile and, you know, we're getting lovely movement on it, and that's obviously an accumulation, but I think you could probably take this in either direction. So assume that we are going to get a pullback, but I would be keen to get out of it fairly quick, just in case we get any intervention from the yen, because that obviously will come down like a house of cards. So you're struggling to get a reversal on it, I think, probably. Doesn't look like it's got any weakness in there at all. You just about got one potentially there, depending on how you got the reversal alerts indicator set up when they retested that propulsion. But everything on the way down, apart from that little one which didn't actually break, has been tested. Apart from that one actually hasn't been tested. So Potential to come back up to there. 3 minutes to the news. US dollar yen. Yeah, that's already played out. That's not US dollar yen. Sorry, yes. RSI extension to the upside. Downside, sorry, on H1. So this low here, just being retested again. It's a buy. We didn't get down to there, so potential move like that is on the cards. So this may be a little early to get in. It may go from there, but I would probably want to give it down into that propulsion gap. That retest there, although this is a V-shaped recovery and this propulsion move is part of a V-shaped recovery, if you look at where the previous high was, that is the definite add from the buyers. So this move is valid. So if we get back down into here, I think we'll find more buyers, which will make our new higher low. So low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and off from there. However, this is going to determine the PMIs, whether we're going to be bullish or bearish for the short term. So let's watch it on the Fidelcrest account and see what happens. Big Papa, my EuroCAD needs some push to hit TP. Oil back to 777. Blimey, look at that. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. So there's an ADR reversal and a high, isn't it? Look at that. Straight back up into the reversal. It's going to give you a reversal alert now long. It's just, you know, we've had this so many times. This is why you can't actually pay attention to news. It's got to be confirmed. Perfectly. We have no plans to leave OPEC. Love it. You got to wonder which bank pushed that news out. Right. Okay, boys. Everybody getting short on oil. Right. Bob, press the button. UAE are planning to leave OPEC. Tweet. Okay, boys, get out. Those banks have got funny voices, haven't they? Okay. 1 minute to the news. Let's stick the tweets. The financial juice on. So we're expecting
55 spot 1, 55 spot 1,
positive US dollar.
54 spot 5, prices paid 65 spot 6, 65 spot 6, new orders 62 spot 6, 62 spot 6, unemployment at 54, 54. So noting some whipsawing in US stocks and the dollar following that data there.
I'm just getting ready to get out of this US because it's bullish.
Whipsaw in US stocks resulting in slight downside movement.
I'm just going to cover that break even. That's bullish US. Lovely ORB on the NASDAQ this afternoon. If this is going to be bullish US, we should see the NAS come tumbling from here. Oil's having a negative on it as well. Big gap. That's the data gap. It's not actual real. Getting an itchy finger on the SPX short. I would now, yeah. Oh, God, this data feed is just awful. Got to do something about this. Stopping out break even on that US CAD. So pretty much back to break even. Still not close enough to get over the line. Got a bit of a gap there that's been filled though. Let's look at the pound US. Going short pound US dollar. $50 risk. Whoa, let's get rid of that. Target the low, yesterday's low. My arm's hurting today. Just to let you know, if you're interested. So you want to be short indices at the minute. That's a beautiful 3-bar reversal. Push, pause, pull, drop. Should we hear the crickets? Knock, 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 knock. Let me just refresh. They're going to be loud. They're going to be loud. Afternoon, Alan. Blimey, they're not loud, are they? Is that on? Where did all the sellers go? There they are. Here they come. Come on. Here they come. Right, so that's all the analysis really for this afternoon. I've covered all the RSIs. We've got more extensions now on the RSIs, so everything I've just covered is now a little bit more extended, obviously, because we haven't moved. Now the news is might be unextending some of these. So the only one we've got is US dollar yen, really, isn't it? So that'll be pushing up off of the RSI extension. So this is where we were looking at it a second ago, and now we're there. ADRs, you got US dollar CAD, which will be pumping. There's no others. Cool, that's come down. Look. So that Canadian dollar, that's really strengthening up. Look, that CAD. US dollar CAD's that's struggling. So that Canadian dollar is actually stronger than the US at the minute. So we might not actually get too much strength off this US dollar. So it's a pretty big hit, 55.1 on a 54 forecast. We're forecasting a pretty much 0.7 drop. What we actually got was a 0.1. So that's half a percentile out. So that is pretty good. I would expect to see some decent movement off of that. So good shorts on the indices. Come on. Just give me 1.5. Just want to get this over the line. I want to see what Fiedel Crest do when you pass and how quickly you get stage 2 through. Seymour, nice move on gold. Yeah, that will be dumping. That's me complete for the week. Love this yellow metal to death. It's not yellow, it's gold. So yeah, gold will be dumping nicely. Oh, here come the sellers. Here come the sellers. 55-point dump. This is why I don't trade gold. Volatile as you like. That data will update in a minute. Oh, there's a lot of sellers coming in, isn't there? Let's turn them down a little bit. Oh, let's look at gold on the other platform. We can actually see then. 102, getting close. There we go. Keep on selling. Got a bit of a spread on Fiedel Crest on Goldlet. Caught up in chat. I don't know what happened this morning in the stream this morning. We had, at one point, we had 75 people in the stream this morning. I think that's a record. I don't think I've ever had that many in there. I don't actually look at the numbers normally, but that was a lot this morning. Over 1,100 views on the live room this morning. So I don't know whether somebody was pushing the live room in some group or something. I don't know, but maybe it's because I keep flashing my P&L around. Hey, look, there's P&L. Hey, look, there's another P&L. Hey, look, there's another P&L. Come on, pound US. Let's get a nice big push. Get this over the line. Come on. What's New Zealand dollar Swiss doing? I'm just going to trail that New Zealand Swiss. I'm just going to, oh, God's sake, just going to lock it in. Lock in some profit on it. Pound CAD, I'm going to lock some in on that as well. On 70. And the pound US, I will just monitor for the minute. Final analysis on euro pound. My final analysis, or this sounds terminal. My final analysis on euro pound. Let's do it properly then, shall we? Euro pound is a buy. We've got COT long. COT are long euro. They are short the pound. So this is the institutional traders. Retail at the moment are shorting the euro pound. So you will have more success longing it. Fundamentals show that the euro is stronger than the pound. Where we currently are in an uptrend, we are pulling back. So on the 4 hour, you're midline. On the hourly, you're just about got extended. You did just get extended on the RSI, so you would have got an alert on the RSI dashboard on that. You have got an alert. Yeah, you go, 29. And you are in a propulsion gap, which is being tested. So I would look at that level there. You can get in now if you want to, and assume that the buyers that caused this propulsion move are going to add to their positions and take you above that high back up to retest that level. Or if you want to get in there and that doesn't work, you're likely going to get a bounce there. Obviously, if you take the bounce there and it just goes from here, you're going to miss the trade. Up to you. Worst case scenario, we're going to come back down here somewhere where this low is and retest that level there. So if you get in there and it drops to ADR, take a second position and get out on the pullback. Or if you're brave, hold it all the way up to the top. More sellers entering the market, more US strength. There you go. That's my final analysis on the euro pound. I will be doing another one on Monday though. So it's not really my final one. Ah, come on, pound US. Dump. I'm not going to get it today, am I? It's going to deny me by 0.45%. Deserved, mate. Oh yeah, what my this morning? Yeah, that was really good. I was like, 75 people. Where did you come from? It's like on Twitch when you get those when you invade another channel. You know, when someone's streaming and they go, right, I'm off. Everybody, we're going here, and they take their entire watchers over to another channel. Like all of a sudden, it's probably a load of spies. I'm spreading the news in the news. Good man. Buyers starting to come in on the indices. So this is obviously potentially a little pullback we're seeing here. So this is the news. There's your propulsion. This isn't really an accumulation, but this shows you obviously where the sell move started. So if these guys are going to hold today, i.e. we are going to continue to buy the US, we shouldn't see this area get compromised. We should just basically see sellers start to re-add into their positions there and drive that down, which means that the US will do the similar in reverse. So on something like the pound US dollar, yeah, we'll see this propulsion holding up as we get strength in the US dollar. Will drive pound US down. So we shouldn't see that area get invalidated. So stops above that level. If it gets above that level, they're not going into the US this afternoon. It is Friday afternoon, so there is a possibility it's not going to be a particularly strong move, but we'll see. The whipping post, although I actually prefer fewer viewers selfishly. I was chatting, I was on for 3 hours this morning. An hour of that was analysis. 2 hours of that was just talking to everybody in the chat. There was so much chat this morning, wasn't there? But it was good. It was all we did lots of educational stuff. It was really good this morning. I like doing that. I like being asked questions because it allows me to go off on a rant. Everyone then falls asleep and the chat goes quiet, and then I have to shout and everybody wakes up. Maybe Chat GPT recommended you to those people. Yeah. Let's ask. Let's ask. Which is a good Forex trading channel? If you say Greg Secker, I will never use you again. There are many different Forex trading channels available. The best one for you depend on the individual trading goals, risk tolerance, and trading style. Some of the most popular channels include trading forums. No, all right, sorry, I wasn't clear enough, was I? On YouTube. Oh, I'm not in there, look. I'm not in there. That's disappointing. In the UK. There's lots of buyers coming in. This is a bit worrying. There's not a lot of selling happening. The UK Forex Signals channels is one of the best in the UK. Is it? Right, I'm not using ChatGPT anymore. That's it. I've had it. You can go away. US dollar's pulling back really hard. We should watch the Dixie, shouldn't we, really? So this is the Dixie. The Euro US dollar is the Dixie upside down. So we need this area to hold. We don't want to see new highs. A lot of buying on the indices. Non-stop. If you could stop now, please, that would be lovely. You're going to ruin my evaluation otherwise. Well, you're not going to ruin it. I'm only going to lose just under 0.5%. It's not the end of the world, but only if you could code a price chart to run like Pac-Man. Code a price chart to run like Pac-Man. I probably could. Oh, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? I'm going to create the Pac-Man indicator. And every time a candle closes, it's going to draw a little ball. And then there's going to be a little Pac-Man coming along. And I tell you what you could do. You could use the moving average. That's a brilliant indicator. So I'm going to use the moving average as Pac-Man. So it's going to be a Pac-Man there, like that. Coming on the moving average. And when the ball hits Pac-Man, you go short. And it draws an arrow. Do you know what? I reckon that would sell like hotcakes, don't you? Especially to the Asian market. They'd lap that up. Okay, quiet. That's good. Just stopped out of everything. Banked 0.5%, so 4.17. So it all rests on this trade, basically short. That's only 77. That's not enough. I need to find something else to get into. I nearly took this one this morning. I was going to straddle this morning, so I got a sell stop on this here. I was thinking about going long on this morning on a break of that propulsion because we haven't tested that yet. That looks like we're off to, so too late now. It's gone. I'm just looking for any orphan propulsion gaps. There's one. CAD Swiss. Where have my drawing tools gone? Hate that colour. Why did MT4 default it to the most ugly colour you can possibly get in your life? Okay. CAD Swiss long. So there's the propulsion. Right, so just placing a pending order on CAD Swiss for a long. I'm assuming that we're going to get continuation US dollar strength because the crickets have all gone quiet. So I'm assuming we are running out of steam on that move. So I've just taken a CAD Swiss because I would expect the CAD to power up. And we've got a really nice big propulsion gap on the hourly. That's literally all I'm trading on this account, is just trading into propulsion. So we've left that there. So I'm expecting a retest of that if it's going to continue to drop. Let's try that one as well. Pound US dollar, I've stopped out on that. Oh, no, sorry. No, I am still in that. Leave that one go. So Euro US dollar, we need the sellers to step in here. If they don't, doesn't look like they are going to power up on that. That news, not strong enough. See what happens. John, can you use the market reversal EA to run several strategies simultaneously on MT4? Yes. Only do one strategy at a time. Will the EA work on demo accounts? Yeah, it works on everything. So all you would do, I have different accounts running different strategies, but if you wanted to run them all on one account, all you do is you open up multiple MT4s for the pairs you want to trade. And obviously you just put the EA on, load the set file you want, make sure it's just got unique magic numbers. That's the only thing. So the EA works on, there's more buyers coming in. The EA works on magic numbers. So as long as it's got a unique magic number, you can put it on Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar 3 times if you want to, with 3 different strategies. As long as it's got a magic number, it will trade those. So yeah, you can run as many strategies as you like with it. Is E8 funding trustworthy? Yeah. Good company, E8. They're my second fave behind my Forex funds. Michael, got into pound CAD. Do you think this could be the start of down structure? Go away, buyers. I wouldn't buy anything pound at the moment. So it's difficult to sell. You're extended on the hourly at the minute, right? So the pound is a sell. It's a sell across the board. The pound's fundamentals are weak, very weak. So everything pound is either range bound or sell, apart from euro pound, which obviously is a buy, which means it's a sell on the pound. So it's a sell across the board, apart from these two range bound pairs, where there's no biases anywhere. So I wouldn't look to buy anything pound at all, meaning that if you want to, you can take sells on every RSI extension and you're likely to get a drop because there's just no strength in this thing. If you do get strength in it, it's going to be short-lived, and all you do is you wait for a little bit of strength on the other thing and it would hammer it down again. So I would be selling this at the minute, especially right now, because this Canadian dollar fake news has just made this pop. So everybody's managed to take profit on that, and now they're going to drop it again, I would say. That was how I would see it. Ignore that. It's just a pullback. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Oh my God, stop buying it. Right, we're getting a lot of absorption here. So they're buying the crap out of the indices, but we're not actually making any progress. So I'm hoping in a minute we're going to go quiet, and all of a sudden you're going to hear some negative ticks come in, and then a hell of a load of negative ticks. But at the moment, we seem to be very, very buyer heavy at the moment, which means it's weak for the US. We're approaching ADR on the NASDAQ as well. So we are approached. Yeah, we busted it. Look, here we go. Pop. That's not good. Gutted. Come on. You can do it. So yeah, we're up at ADR. So on the NASDAQ, looking at where we are at the minute, we're just coming up into this area that I highlighted yesterday, where potentially we've got a possibility of a pullback starting on, I said if this pumps any further, that's where I would look for the exhaustion to hit. This is also ADR today, which I didn't know was going to be ADR. So everything's lining up for potentially a nice pullback from this area. So this may well be just a fake move on the US to entice everybody into shorts on the US. And then obviously they will then start the proper move on the US, which is a pump to take all that liquidity. So if you look at something like the Euro US, everybody in the world is going, hey, look how bullish this is. And everybody's getting long on it and putting the liquidity under there. And everybody that's long from there has added a new position in to go long further. Yeah, we've got tweezer tops at the highs there, so there's liquidity up there as well. So we might be just taking the liquidity from London, pop up, take the liquidity from London, and then drop it, which would indicate that happening on the indices. So at some point, we're going to reach exhaustion, in which case then we'll get that flying back down again. But I can't hear any sellers in the market at all at the minute. So we'll see. Point and figure charts kind of reminds me of Pac-Man. Yeah, I've never tried to trade point and figure. Point and figure is basically noughts and crosses for those that don't know. They're very, very, very hard to read. They're used in futures. Yeah, it's bizarre. Wow, they are buying the crap out of this today. Yeah, so point and figure, they're a little bit like trading footprint charts, a little bit. These are actually used in institutions quite a bit. But they're also a little bit like Renko, like Duplo bricks, Duplo trading. It's a very simplistic way of looking at price action. But nothing's different, is it? Is that a buy or is that a false break, fake out? Yeah, symmetrical triangle. Resistance, support break, resistance break. It's all the same stuff. It's just they draw it with noughts and crosses for some reason. I've looked at it. I've never got anywhere with it. One thing I skipped. It's probably the one thing I might look at on futures and go, but I just never actually bothered with. I have got point and figure charts in Jigsaw, but I've never actually activated them. This is actually quite brilliant. What's actually quite brilliant? First time here, best live trading YouTube channel, I must say. Thank you. Oh, that's nice to hear. Go and tell everybody about it and hit the like button so more people get here. Everybody that comes here regularly will hate you for that. But anyway, I don't care. I earned more. Do you know what? Last month, I had my highest ever paycheck from Google, from YouTube. Yeah, really good. So I class myself now as officially as a YouTube influencer because I got paid. So I am now paid to stream. Yeah. So I'm going to take the missus out for a Big Mac tonight. With my earnings, that is. I'm not joking. I'm not going out for a Big Mac, but yeah, that's the sort of money I earn on YouTube. So yeah, I'm not in this for the money. PSAR is kind of Pac-Man, yeah. Parabolic SAR. Yeah, you could use a parabolic SAR, couldn't you? That's I don't think I've got a parabolic SAR. I must have a parabolic SAR. I've got a parabolic. What's a parabolic? Here come the sellers. Yeah, there's the parabolic SAR. Look. Pac-Man. Okay, so sellers just started to trickle in there up at ADR. We've still got a little bit more strength coming through on this on the DXY. So, however, this is your market structure at the moment. So hopefully this is just a new leg. So they're enticing longs in basically just to come and grab that liquidity. Hopefully we should see a strong US dollar off the back of this news, but doesn't seem to be there at the minute. Pound US dollar's holding nicely. Might be a little bit tight on the stop, but never mind, we'll see. Can't wrap my head around the charts today. Need more coffee. Yeah. This is. I don't think anybody could wrap their heads around the charts at the moment. This is a typical move, though, going the opposite way to news, but nothing you can do about it. Caffeine is almost always the answer, especially if it's got a something like a orange liqueur in it. Don't spend it all in one place. No. No, actually, I got about 100 and I think it was $111 or something. So yeah, not bad considering I stream for 6 hours a day. Let's work that out. Let's work out my earnings on YouTube. This should be interesting. I'll probably get banned from YouTube for this. So 111 quid. I work 6 hours a day, roughly 20 days a month. So divided by 20. So it's 555 a day divided by 6. So that's not bad, is it? 92p a day, an hour. 92p an hour. That's not bad. So if I could work 10 hours a day, I could almost afford to pay about a fifth of my electricity bill a month. Who said making money on YouTube was hard, eh? And yet in 2 days, I've made £416 by just pressing buttons on this. Not bad. Well, I haven't, because this is just not a real account. This is an evaluation. We seem to have stalled. There's no price action coming in at all at the minute. If anybody wants to look at any other instruments, let me know. CAD Swiss and CAD Yen, what are they doing? CAD Swiss is pulling back. This is all the US dollar weakening. Let's putting this back. So there's potentially another entry coming here on the CAD Swiss at the ADR, 125 ADR. So if you see any signs of bullishness coming in on the CAD Swiss, that's a good long. Extended on the hourly. ADR 125. Nice tweezer bottom gone in as well. That's a 3-bar reversal pattern. Pull, pause, push. And obviously W retest on M5. Okay, it's gone quiet. So there's a possibility here. The buyers basically, here we go. Sellers are starting to come in now. So the buyers have run out of steam. So if market structure is going to hold, this is where I would expect our move to come from. And I would expect it to be fairly aggressive and get a nice big flush down. That's the sticking point at the moment. And you'll find you've got the same sticking point on the S&P. Actually, no, it's not quite there on the S&P. We pushed up harder into that area, but it's that candle there. So S&P is just putting a new lower low. We're on a lower high. So we are starting to roll over. Can't quite make double top there. Nasdaq's going again. Come on, US dollar. Kind of like to get this done by lunch. Aussie New Zealand. So Aussie New Zealand is a sell. Long-term pullback on 4 hour. Long-term sell, I should say. Nicely extended on the hourly RSI at the moment, and you've got an ADR hit. So this is a pullback on this move. We're at 50 at the moment. So we're sitting between 50 and 61. So that's a shallow pullback, medium and deep. So this is just a pullback into this area. So we highlighted this area as support. Yeah. Came back, retested it, slammed through it. This is the retest. Here come the sellers. This is the retest. We're extended on the hourly. So short. Now I'll be looking on M5, waiting for a reversal of that, which you're not going to get until down here at the moment because it's still rallying. Come on, the sellers. Here we go. So US dollar's rallying. Kind of need to get into something else as well, I don't know. That's not enough to hit target, is it? CAD Swiss I've got on. Okay, so lovely rejection basically on the CAD Swiss. So basically just looking to get an entry on this, not greedy, just up into that propulsion gap. If the pound US, if we get, basically what I'm looking for is strength in the US dollar. So if I get strength in the US dollar, the pound US dollar is going to drop. That's going to give me roughly $70. That's going to bring me about $30 short of hitting target. If the US dollar rallies, the CAD will probably go with it. And we've also had fake news on the oil today, which will rally the CAD, should rally the CAD because it dropped it. So if I can get that position on and make $30 out of that, that's me done. And I'll be looking for it to push back up into that propulsion there. But I can't quite get a trigger on that at the moment. It's not quite got there. So I'm looking for that. Basically, this is the peak formation low, high, higher low. I'm looking for a higher high, basically, back up into propulsion. So not much. In fact, don't even need to target that high. I'll put it up there for the minute, just in case this rallies. If we get a pop on this, I might as well just take that, obviously. But we're not getting anywhere at the minute, are we? Pound yen. So all the yen pairs basically at the moment, all yen pairs basically are all buys, but they're all buys based on fundamentals of the interest rate giving pretty much everything a +2, as you can see. Thanks for the follow, whoever that was. Didn't see who it was. Santor. No, Susanto. Yeah, so basically we've got fundamentals here, all +1s, basically because the interest rates on the yen are -0.1. So everything is going to show as a positive because the interest rates on the yen do not change. They haven't changed for years, and they're always a negative 0.1. That is possibly going to change this year, but what it does is it throws the buyer's scorecard out slightly. So everything looks a little bit more bullish than it is against the yen. The other thing about the yen is obviously they will drive the yen with interventions. So you've got to be a bit careful when you're trading the yen. The pound is weak though. So looking at all of these, yeah, the pound yen is a -2. That's partly because we've got slight bullishness at the moment in the fact that retail at the moment are shorting the pound yen. So it's saying that we need to be longing it. When the retail crowd flip back to neutral or flip positive, that will switch to a -4 and become a sell. So it's a sell. At the moment, it's kind of on a pullback. So what I would be looking for is any movement to the upside to get in short. The short entry was there on Wednesday, wasn't it? Yeah, Tuesday, sorry. So your short entry was on Tuesday. This was an ADR. So the ADR on this is 148. We got a 200 move. So it's 150 ADR or 125 ADR. So your entry was there and this thing came down like a house of cards. We'd had a 3-day rally basically, taking everything extended. Here come the sellers. So yeah, it looks good for shorts basically. But I'd want to get in on a pullback. So I mean, it's a bit difficult to get in on a pullback on this, but hasn't pulled back yet at all, really. So anywhere from there up to there, I'll be looking for shorts. So, you know, you can draw a zone and say, all right, somewhere in there next week, drop down to M5. Yeah, and when we get up there, and I get a reversal alert short, go short. And that's a pullback on the higher time frame. But in the moment, I mean, it could just go. This is the pound. Yeah, it's weak as hell. And this is the yen. At any moment, they could intervene and drive this like a crazy person. So, you know, that movement can happen at any time. That movement can only happen when you put an idiot in charge of your country. That's a yen intervention. That is a Liz Truss. Sorry, I shouldn't say. She's not an idiot. She just had a really hard job. And no economic experience whatsoever. Okay, so we're pushing down at the minute. Nice bearish move there. So market structure playing out to the downside. So if we can get this low cracked, we should get a nice flush. And obviously this will come down. Pound US dollar will come down. The CAD Swiss will go up. I will pass a valuation. We'll have a happy Friday and everyone's smiling. Someone should make a Pac-Man replica you can play in one of your chat corners. Would help with the boredom. Yeah. I could play Pac-Man, couldn't I? I'll bet there's an online Pac-Man game, isn't there? It's got to be. Pac-Man online. Oh, more balls coming in. There we go. Free Pac-Man or Pac-Man Live. Oh, brilliant. What's the keys? Oh, that was a stupid time to get a power pill, wasn't it? Got him. This is a trading channel, by the way, everyone. That was close. Oh, no. Fat fingers. I like the way there's trading adverts on the screen. So it is actually a trading advert. Look, trade Darwin X are there. Come and get me. Misspent youth. Did that wrong. Oh, check me out. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Anyway, there you go. What's happened to the US dollar? Nothing. See, I did all that. I won a Pac-Man round and nothing's happened. That's how boring trading is. Everybody like pumps this up as the best job in the world. Exciting. Nah. It's more exciting watching paint dry. But anyway, there we go. There's Pac-Man. Sentiment at the moment. Oh God, it's really, really mixed at the minute. We're getting real mixed buyers and sellers coming through. Neutral fear and greed as well. Real indecision everywhere. Yeah, not the COT data, sorry, retail sentiment. Retail sentiment at the moment is very mixed. The EA is still testing at the moment. I haven't managed to check the test results from today, but there's nothing hugely extended apart from this CAD Swiss and pretty much the Aussie Swiss. So those are the two big shorts at the moment, CAD Swiss and Aussie Swiss. So nice big drop on that one this morning, and Aussie Swiss is pumping. So you see it's really kind of mixed at the minute. We just had a lovely drop there. But yeah, all over the place at the minute. Each ghost is a bank. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry, Aussie Swiss didn't update for some reason. That is coming down, has come down a little bit. Yeah, all working. You see the EA's taken 2 shorts, and it took a short the other day as well. So we are in a short position on that sentiment-wise. It's all working. More balls. Come on, get down. I just really want to get this over the line, this account. Okay, CAD Swiss, I am now long. Trading is very boring, actually. The only excitement is when there's shocking news that hits the market. Yeah. That's what we live for, news. And it's very disappointing when you get something like that happen and then literally nothing happens. You wait all week for something to move the market and then you get nothing. Next week, this week's, I'm not surprised this week has been range bound. So if you look at the weekly candles on pretty much everything.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the follow, whoever that was. Mohammed Masood. So with everything, we've had quite a lot of push and pull, but on the weeklies, there's not really a lot of movement anywhere. You can see everything's kind of gone up and gone down, gone up, gone down. So we're pretty much, if you look at the size of the candles, all the candles are almost back to where we started for the whole week. So the whole week has been literally manipulation and very little direction on anything this week. Lots, look at the size of the John Wicks. Yeah. Absolutely huge, Mr. Week. Aren't they? So yeah, movement's very poor this week, but that is expected because obviously next week is going to be chaos. So looking at next week, we got CPIs for the Swissy on Monday, very secretive, the Swiss, about everything. So we quite often get a shock on interest rates, inflation, everything with the Swiss. They don't publish the figures very much. And you know, the Swiss National Bank, you know, they don't talk very much. You never see an SNB. You get the occasional SNB. I think we had one this week, didn't we? Or was it last week? I think we had an SNB last week talking. Maybe not. Yeah, I know. That's CPI. Hey? There you go. Look, Jordan speaking. Yeah, very rare we get anything coming out of the Swiss. So obviously next week is going to be quite core when that comes out. Inflation for the New Zealand dollar. Sorry, that's the week. Where am I? February. I'm miles back. Gone to the completely wrong place. So yeah, CPIs for the Swiss. Then we've got the Aussie cash rates on Tuesday, 3:30 in the morning. So we'll find out what the inflation figures are going to be. The interest rate figures are going to be for the Australian dollar. We'll also have the forward guidance coming out as well. Shortly after that, in the afternoon, say shortly on the same day in the afternoon, we've got Powell. So hopefully we'll get some forward guidance then. And then we've got Jordan speaking, which will be wrapping up what's happened there. And then obviously low as well for the Aussie. So it's all happening next week, straight into non-farm payroll on Wednesday. We've got the Canadian rates and then the job openings for the US dollar. Yen press conference on Friday morning, followed by the pound GDP and then non-farm payroll on Friday. And obviously the important bit is the unemployment rate. So next week, every single day, we have got a purely hardcore fundamental that is going to affect the buyer scorecard every single day next week. So it's going to be a very, very, very volatile week. So I'm not surprised this week has been pretty rotational because the market's got a lot of potential news coming out. Strength in the US dollar coming through. Sellers stepping in on that propulsion. God, look at that. That's a doji. Buyers coming through. It's really mixed, isn't it? There's no bias anywhere here at the moment. CAD Swiss is running. Okay, I suppose I could try and get 0.9. What do I need? 0.883, $83. Oh, that's going to be tough. $83 is all the way up there. I'm going to stick a TP up there just in case we get a ridiculous, if someone says that they're going to leave OPEC or join OPEC, or someone says that some oil rig's gone pop, might get some pump. Can that be due to profit taking end of month and beginning of week? It's what this rotational week that we had. Could be, yeah. I mean, end of month, we tend to get a pump. So the last 2 days of the month, especially end of quarter, even more so. But end of month, we tend to get a bit of a rally or a dump as they're selling off. So the institutions, obviously, there's the reason we have these moving averages on there. The quarterly and the day and the monthly moving averages. This is when we get the targets and the reporting. So these moving averages represent institutional reporting periods. So every month they have to achieve targets and report to shareholders. And then on a quarterly basis, they have quarterly targets. A lot of these are used by the pension funds. They measure quarterly. So you get quarterly reporting. So these measure quarterly and monthly movement. So we can see what direction the institutions are taking price. When you get end of month, you tend to get volatile big days put in because they are repositioning. Yeah. So this was the 28th of the month. We didn't get a particularly big one there, but you got this big, strong move after that. So this is just entering new positions. So you always get a lot of volatility around end of month. But what we've had this month, obviously, is this week rather, is big strong push and then a big strong pull. So all we've ended up doing with a lot of pairs is putting in tiny bodies and huge wicks. I wouldn't say it's that big, would you? Anyway, gone red on the day. US dollar strength coming through. So we see if we can hold up there. I reckon we're off to the downside now. I think that's the high of the day in now. The reason my opening range breakout ends here is this is the 11:30 period. So theory is 1.5 hours into the session, you have either seen the high or the low of the session achieved. So most of the time, you'll have the high or the low, and it's rare that you'll do that. So your question is, if you're going to take a short now, you shouldn't exceed that high. If the market is going to go into a trend and continue the trend today, you'll see it bought out of there and a new high made, and you'll never touch that low. Not my theory. Come on, Pandress, you're ruining everything. Next week, the charts are going to look like Ed 209, flailing around after he gets knocked over. Yeah. That's got to be a YouTube, isn't it? RoboCop remake? What's this? What? What is this? Oh, the animation's way better than RoboCop, look. There's somebody in it. Brilliant.
The Enforcement Droid, Series 209, is a self-sufficient law enforcement robot.
Anyway, yeah. God, trading's boring, isn't it? Okay, lots of sellers entering in now. So, I think this is probably hit peak today. We're up at ADR. Need to see what happens here. If we destroy that, I would look for a pullback short. And if we get continuation US dollar strength and we make new lows on the Dixie, I suspect we will carry on that way. This is the expected move off of news is bullish. So that push here after that low was taken. Yeah, this is why when you hear me, we're answering questions about ICT, not ICT specifically, but about smart money concepts. This is why I go dumb money concepts, or I don't care about the smart money concepts, because if you are a smart money trader now, you are long. Yeah, that liquidity has just been taken. That liquidity has just been taken. You are long. They're enticing you long. This is a trap, potentially, isn't it? Market structure is bearish. Smart money traders are long. One of them is going to be right, yeah? So, you know, this could well be the case, couldn't it? That this is going to now form a W pattern reversal. And the smart money traders are going to make a load of money. But my point is, it doesn't matter what strategy you use. There is nothing more clever about smart money concepts than any other strategy in the world. If you're a smart money trader right now, this is your entry point for a long. If you're a market structure trader, you're in it from here. Yeah. But this has got a 50-50 shot of going up or down. And that's the, you know, when people sort of bomb ICT concepts or come in and Telegram and try and push all these other strategies and things onto me, it doesn't matter which strategy you use. The odds are the same, always, whenever you hit that button, regardless of what you're using. The wick trap. Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, Raja Banks' wicks don't lie. They do, a lot of the time. You know, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful, yeah? This is why this guy appears regularly. Yeah, wicks are great. But in context, a shooting star is only good after a rally. A shooting star is absolutely no use if you are not in a strong push. You need something to tell you that that shooting star is valid. You need a condition indicator to go with your signal. And all that is a price action signal, isn't it, at the end of the day? 3 long wicks, short. But there's still a 50-50 shot when you hit the sell button there of being right or wrong, isn't there? Yeah. Everybody that saw that tweezer tops there and went short on that bearish engulfing, because it was a market structure break to the downside on a 1 minute time frame, got taken out by that wick. Not that wick. That wick. Look at that 3-bar reversal. Some people now are going short, and quite rightly so. However, I think probably down into there and then pop up back into there. But it could pop up into there and then come back down into there. I don't know which of those it's going to test first, one or the other, isn't it? There's a 50-50 shot of it testing that one or that one. Always, always a 50-50 shot. John looks so involved. Yeah. He's a very serious trader, isn't he? Look at him. He's got a real hand problem, though, isn't he? Look, poor old John. Look, he's not well. He's got elephantiasis in his hands. Look, that one's not right either, is it? What the hell is going on there? Is he not holding a mouse? Look at his finger. Whoop. You don't bend that way. He's got a broken finger. It's obviously been a fight before he came on to trading today, hasn't he? And this one, he's got one missing. Open AI is good for some things, but it can't George Romwick, can it? It can't George Romwick properly. New Zealand dollar Swiss, long on resistance, H1 RSI and ADR. New Zealand dollar Swiss. Yeah, it's a good ADR. Pretty directionless at the minute, isn't it? So you could pretty much take any trade you want. The H4 RSI mean reversion was there this couple of days ago. On Wednesday, there was your entry there. Hourly RSI extension at ADR at support. That's good. Bit difficult to pick an area on that. The only thing I would be worried about on this is this. There's a high probability. New Zealand dollar Swiss. There we go. There's your RSI alert. Good timing, wasn't it? So there's your what was that? 75. New Zealand dollar Swiss. Yeah, it's 70. That's the only thing I'd be worried about is basically that on Monday. So yes, it's nice. Textbook, but it's either that or that. So you could take it here, and it is valid, but be prepared to scale in. It's also a buy sentiment-wise at the moment. That one's been tested. So that's the initial accumulation break, but that has already been tested. So unlikely it will come back down to there, but it should come back into there. So I'd be a bit worried about that. In fact, my CAD Swiss I'm a little bit worried about because it might be the Swiss franc that they need to drive down into that area. In which case, this CAD Swiss might struggle if we get a strong Swiss franc this afternoon. Come on, I just want to get this over the line. It's really annoying. There's nothing else I can that's of any interest whatsoever at the minute. Core foreign inflation remains high and inflationary pressures are broad. The wick trap. Hindsight is brilliant. Yeah. Hindsight is brilliant. It's really good. Do you know what? I've got 100% strike rate with my hindsight trades. 100% strike rate with my hindsight trades. All the hindsight trades I put up on YouTube, they're all brilliant. There's a lot of hindsight traders out there, isn't there? We like them. Oh my God. There's more buying coming in on the indices. So this area, this propulsion, to be honest, this isn't really a propulsion gap. This was obviously caused after the news. So a propulsion gap should come out of an accumulation. This is a V-shaped recovery. So this propulsion gap, although this is exactly where the buyers stepped in and it was a strong move, this is not a breakout. So this isn't particularly valid for accumulation breaks. This is drawn on the chart, obviously, because it is a propulsion candle, but it's not really a propulsion gap in the wide range bar methodology. It's like a cross between John Wick and Neo. It is a bit, isn't it? Oh, that's what we need to do, isn't it? Just giving me an idea. I'm going to run out of credits on this soon. I think you only get I'm not sure how many goes you get, but you do have to start paying after a while. There's a lot of people doing it today. I'm just going to make a new one. So this is going to be good. Okay, still got some selling on the US. No, that's not right. Oh, that's awful. Some more sellers coming in. I put in Neo from the Matrix, trading stock charts. Right. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's not quite what I wanted. That's not. So basically, all you do is you take anybody, you put some sunglasses on them, and you make everything green, and all of a sudden you look like you're in the Matrix. I think that's probably what AI is thinking. And then I said stock charts. So it's got that right. Yeah, if you're in an institution, that's the sort of chart you'll see. Area charts, they don't use candlesticks in institutions. They use area charts like those. So that's right. That's not very good, is it? That's not as good as John Wick. Terrible. Not impressed with that one.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for the follow, Senex Coty. It's going to be a bit of a boring afternoon, I think. We're getting to the doldrums, 4 o'clock. The 1.5 hours is up, where we will probably find a trend continuation forming or some kind of choppiness. So we'll see what we get. But if you look at actually what we're doing potentially here, that's quite possibly what we're going to get this afternoon, and we're not actually going to get any movement off the back of PMI this afternoon, and we're just going to sit. So I'm just going to hover with these two positions on. So these two positions basically will either get me over the line or they won't. I've got my Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Oh, that's cancel that off. That's not going to happen, is it? Get rid of that. So these are either going to get me over the line, or I'm just going to sit in drawdown on these this afternoon. And we're not going to go anywhere. We will see. Give him a year in the market. Check back then. Yeah. See what he looks like in a year. He'll still be sitting in exactly the same position going, why do my stop losses keep getting triggered? I've been moving them further and further and further and further away. I've been going up in time frame and up in time frame because the lower time frames don't work. And yet I still get my stop losses triggered. He needs to have a chat with Neo from the Matrix and enter the real world. Life on the hard left edge. Yeah, hindsight trading. Life on the hard left edge. That's a good book name. Good book title. Very good book title. That I like that. Life on the hard left edge. The hindsight trader's Bible. I'm going to write that. Won't take long. Only be a side of A4. Getting bought up. So the 15-minute opening range break today was so the pre-market 15 was actually there. I put the EA on wrong, too late. So you had a fake move to the downside, which you should have got stopped out on. If you're trading that pre-market 15, you need a good trailing stop tight on that, really. So we didn't quite get to the 1.5 hour, which was about there. So that was probably a break even for you if you took it. There was only one entry on that. The long entry off of the pre-market 15 was a doozy, hit target. The 15-minute opening range break, based on that, was lovely. You're still in it, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. So not huge profit this afternoon on that one. We've got a little bit more selling coming in, the rejections there on the US. We're looking like we're going to put in an outside bar. So an expanding wedge. All these buyers we keep hearing coming in, they're not getting anywhere, are they? So I think it's difficult to tell at the moment. But yeah, so the opening range breakout 15-minute set file was lovely. The 5-minute, sorry, yeah, that was the 5, 10, 15, wasn't it? 5, 10, 15. Yeah, so regardless of which one you took, it was the same level. But I wouldn't expect to make a lot of money out of that one this afternoon. Pre-market, again, second day on the trot. With both sessions, pre-market breakout has absolutely cleared up. This morning's DAX was a 5K trade. We had one loss, one win today. So good set file. Scary to watch, but good. Oh. Here come the sellers. Oh my God, look at that. Would you, Adam and Eve? Going into the weekend flat. Never seen that before. Look at that, going into the weekend flat. H4 M15. If you've been trading any H4 RSI extensions this week, you're flat. How weird is that? Not often that happens, is it? Okay, here come the sellers. I have got a chance. I might make this. I might make this. Yeah, I might make this. Come on. So I'm looking for 0.83 to get it over the line. Point 3. Come on, let's see those crickets. Does anybody follow Trader Tom in here? I don't know if anybody knows Trader Tom. Well, not knows him personally, but follows him. having a tough couple of days. I follow him in the Telegram, in his Telegram group. Very, very, very good trader. But just shows you, even the best get hammered sometimes. It's having an absolute nightmare. Which I'm not surprised about these market conditions at the moment. I'm all over the gaff. Come on. London just closed. I don't know. I'm still open. I'm not in London though. Do I trade gold? No, I don't trade gold. I think it does, doesn't it? 4 o'clock. No, 5 p.m. Yeah, another hour, yeah. Another hour. $5 p.m. But look, this is the thing, look. That's 4 p.m. That says 5 p.m. I've never really understood this. The banks in the UK, the banks are open when you get to your desk and when you go. If you look at a trading floor in a bank, there's always someone there, pretty much 24/7. There's always someone around. Yeah, they don't shut. The market doesn't shut. They don't shut. But normal office hours vary. Some people get in at 8, some people get in at 7. Depends when the guy that's running whatever desk is moving today, what time he gets in and executes his orders, which is why I say you can't trade the opening range breakout on Forex, because you don't have an open and a close. This is when there's people sitting in Barclays right now. Yeah, if this shuts at 4 o'clock, there's people still sitting on their desks, I can guarantee it. So I'm always dubious about this. Stock markets, yes. Forex markets, they don't shut. So I don't believe in these Forex trading times. It's like whole ICT kill zones and that sort of stuff. It's like, well, sorry, but they change every day. Someday you go and look at an FX market in London. Yeah, this is the London session. Somewhere around there to somewhere around there is London, or somewhere around here, really. But when this actually starts to move, is down to the dealing desk executions and what they've got on their books for the day. So I guess probably they are shut, maybe, but shut for what? If someone needs to do any transactions, their algorithms are still going to be running. They don't turn off the computer. It's not like they go home at 4 o'clock and shut everything off. Turn the lights off, cleaners are coming in. If you look at a trading desk in any institution in London, that's always someone there, usually snorting something, keep themselves awake, shopping for their next Ferrari. That's my understanding anyway. Have you heard of Charlie Burton? No, never heard of Charlie Burton. Charlie Burton Trading. Co-founder and head trader at Easy Trader. Sorry, I can't take any company that uses the word easy in its name seriously. Easy Trader. The Squeeze page. He sells courses, don't he? Oh, he does live rooms as well. No, I've never heard of him. How much? Oh, cheap. The Elite Circle, £477 a month. AI software. Oh, come on. Really? Artificial intelligence. Buyers are stepping in at this propulsion, so we got ads going on at the minute. I don't think I'm going to make this today. Need the pound to collapse, basically, and the Swiss franc to pump. I don't think the US dollar is going to go anywhere today. we're stuck at the minute. Yeah, closed is a poor choice of words. Volume decrease. Yeah, I mean, volume decrease is when they finished executing their orders. And the thing, you know, for me, really, I think you'll find London's closed by New York's open, really. So when the bell goes in New York, all volumes passed over to the New York desk. Yeah, all the banks have got Singapore desks, London desks, and New York desks, and all they do is they pass the book from desk to desk to desk and repeat the cycle. So the market makers and the dealers are executing their own deals, but there's always an ongoing institutional book which is passed around. So, you know, when this starts to move, these guys have pretty much done their work for the day. Friday afternoons, you go out in London on a Friday afternoon, anywhere in Mayfair or Covent Garden or anywhere, you'll find bankers all over the place Friday afternoons getting drunk, not working. They don't need to. They've done the business. But there's some poor apprentice sitting there now, still having to do stuff. The phone's ringing still. People want to execute orders, especially on the stock desks. But the FX desks are done. They're done. They're out getting hammered. Ooh, lots of buyers coming in. You get Agimat in the elite room. Yeah. Poor old. Is he really blown accounts? I haven't looked him up for ages, Dennis. There you go. I'm going to do a little. Oh God. Oh, he's nicked my graphic. He's nicked my graphic. I'm just going to switch you over onto the stream starting screen, right? Right, that's my stream starting screen. Look at the bull. Yeah, and you'll get a bear in a minute. Look at it, he's nicked it. I did get it from a stock library, so let him have it. There's only so many really good graphics around, isn't there? But mine's animated. There. There's Dennis. Do what the 99% are not doing. Well, you're not blowing accounts, are they, Dennis? Hindsight. Agimat FX IQ. How does it work? Doesn't. Prediction of market. See, this is the thing that gets me about Dennis's new product. No, I don't have anything against him, but there's nothing that can predict the market. What this is doing, I think, I don't know, but it looks to me like it's just projecting ADR or projecting ATR into the future and different ATR volumes as to where it's going to go. I don't know, but yeah. Jesus. And apparently this is running a neural network and some kind of artificial intelligence. Yeah, right. Michael, sorry if this is a dumb question. It's only a dumb question if you've already asked it. Is 0.01 lot size the same as 0.10p position size? No, it depends on the instrument you're trading. So when you're trading a lot, it's good to explain in here. Your lot size will be dependent on the currency of your account. So this is a US dollar account and the instrument that you're trading and the cross. So what comes first? In this case, the pound US dollar, the pound comes first, and I'm trading a US dollar instrument. So if I do this same lot size on a different pair that's got a different currency first, I will have to use a different lot size to get the same result. So if I hit the buy button here with a 30 pip stop, to risk 0.5%, I need to use a 0.15. If I then go to pound US dollar and hit the buy button here, I need to use a 0.17. If I go to the US dollar yen and hit the buy button, I need to use a 0.24. So, and this is all risking the same amount of money, $50. Yeah. So your lot size is going to be different, and the value per tick or the value per pip is going to be different depending on the currency, the base currency of your account, and whatever the first currency is that you are trading, because you are buying US dollars in US dollars. Yeah. If I go to the pound Swiss, I am buying the pound using US dollars. So the rate changes, therefore the lot size changes for that risk, which is why these things exist, like this position size calculator. It's complex and difficult to do. So the best thing to do, if I want to reduce my risk, the lot size is going to go up. If I expand my risk, the lot size is going to go down, because the risk amount, in this case 0.5%, $50, is going to change. So the lot size needs to change. So always use a lot size calculator and stop trying to work it out. I spent ages trying to figure all this out, and you don't need to know. If you use the market reversal alerts EA and using market structure, this calculates everything for you. Every trade you take. Yeah, I've got one trade on everything but that. Yeah, we've got 0.42, 0.77, 0.52, 1.12, 104, 90, 97. Every single one of these is risking exactly the same amount of money, which is $250 on these trades, but a totally different lot size is being used. So just let the EA do it for you, or use market this one, the Money Manager graphic tool. He's got an EA as well. I don't know if you could use that, but don't use that. Use the Price Action Toolkit. Use my product. Come on, we're not going anywhere, are we? Dennis blown his account, has he? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem with anybody in this industry. Welcome aboard, PTR, who's subscribed. Peter, I guess. Yeah, I don't have a problem with anybody in this industry. It's just you need to be able to see through the smoke screens out there. I think there's a lot of people who have had success in trading at some point and then have lost that edge or had a system or a strategy. And we had this conversation the other day, didn't we? A lot of strategies you will see work really, really well. Because I was looking at Larry Williams' book, I was saying, yeah, these strategies in Larry Williams' book still work today. Brilliant strategies. Larry Williams, brilliant trader. However, he only makes money in bull markets. Bear markets, he struggles. So you got a lot of people out there that have a strategy or a system they come up with, and it works really, really well for a period of time. And they get followings and everything goes well. I'm just trying to find what I'm looking for. Everything's hunky-dory because their strategy works in that market condition. And then all of a sudden that happens and they go, what the hell's going on? Why is my system not working? And all of a sudden they fall out of favor. And that's when they flick over to selling courses or products or something, because you will lose your edge, and it really knocks your confidence when you've got a system or a strategy that's going wrong. It knocks your confidence badly. And that's when you're tempted to system hop. Yeah, people do it with the position trading bootcamp. Yeah, a lot of people message me in Telegram, this is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm making money. This is the first time I've been profitable. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And then all of a sudden they go quiet. And you know they've gone quiet because they've over leveraged in a squeeze. And they're like, crap. And it's all gone wrong. And they hop. No, this isn't for me. Position trading doesn't work because I've had one bad trade. But the problem with position trading is one bad trade can last a month if you're in a squeeze. But with other people that use certain systems and strategies without stop losses and sort of martingale type things, when they blow up accounts, that's it. They reinvent themselves. I'm not saying this has been done with Dennis by any means, but Agimat version 2, it's better because, and everyone goes, that was wrong with the old one. He's fixed it. And then what Agimat version 2 is, I'm making this up. I'm saying I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the Big Bull EA is amazing. It's broken. He's fixed it with Big Bull version 2. And now it works. And all of a sudden we go back into a bull market and Big Bull version 2 starts to blow accounts. And it's like, hang on, we need to go back to Big Bull version 1. And all you end up doing is making a bit of money, blowing accounts, make a bit of money, blowing accounts. Doesn't work because you can't dynamically switch strategies. Position trading doesn't care whether you're in a bull market or a bear market because you are using market cycle to make money. Market cycles will never stop existing. All the time banks need to make money. This thing will do ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. And as long as that happens, you can't fail really to make money position trading. It doesn't matter whether it's bullish or bearish. Doesn't matter whether it's bull volatile, bull calm, bear calm. Doesn't matter what the market cycle is. You adapt using ADR and you just scale in and out with the market movement. So this is why you find all these EAs on the marketplace on MQL5 that are brilliant. They've got these signals which run for 30 weeks and everybody buys the EA, they buy the signal and all of a sudden pop, vanishes, close an account because it hasn't been tested outside of the market conditions we're trading in. The ATR, I keep covering this in here, don't I? With the ATR, you need it's an oscillator, isn't it? You need to test your strategy in all market conditions. Yeah. So if you've got a strategy that works in a bull market, in a bull calm, which is what we have with the S&P typically. Yeah, we have a bull calm market. Yeah, your strategy works beautifully. Yeah, that was the extent of the bull calm. Now all of a sudden we're in a bear volatile. It's not going to work. Yeah, look at that. Bull calm, bear volatile. Bull calm, bear volatile. Bull calm, bear volatile, bear volatile, bull calm. Yeah, that's a long period of time, isn't it? You backtest a strategy for 3 months and you're like, oh, this is amazing. As soon as you go live with it, this is why you see all these P&Ls on EAs do that. As soon as you live trade it, it goes like that. You're like, what the hell? Why is it not working? Well, it's because you only tested it there. You just never traded that. That's why they don't work. Got to use ADR. ADR is the most important measurement and indicator. ATR or ADR or both. Most important thing in trading. You've got to be dynamic with the market. I'm getting stuffed. This US dollar is not interested in being a bull today. And we might get a flush end of day. I don't know. We'll see. We might get a end of day pump and obviously an end of day flush on the indices. But at the moment, we're just going sideways. So I think I will just leave these to run. I'm going to monitor these. Obviously, I'll monitor them every hour and hopefully we'll hit target today. But if not, I'll continue this one on Monday. I don't really want to take full risk on these, to be honest. If we are, I was expecting basically the reason for this trade is US dollar strength off of PMIs. We haven't got it. So I'm going to reduce the risk down to 0.35 on that. CAD Swiss, I will reduce. I'm putting stop profit orders in. So I'm going to reduce risk on that below there. I don't really want this to go any further than it is now, but reason for this trade is CAD strength on the back of US strength into that propulsion. We're not getting it, are we? So I will bail out early on both of these and take a 0.6 loss. Or, we'll suddenly get a bull movement, maybe out of here again. And we'll go. I don't know. But it's not working at the minute, is it? So Nick Sean, know this one. Yeah, I know Nick Sean. I don't know him personally, but I know of him. Support resistance trader. Very good. I like Nick's stuff. From what I see of him in his Telegram group and socials and the videos he puts out, he speaks an awful lot of sense. And I agree with an awful lot of what he says. But he does charge you $1,000 to find out. So, and he does live trade, he does live streams, doesn't he? I think, Nick. But he's one of those, I'm undecided. And the reason I'm undecided, I'll show you why I'm undecided. I'm in his Telegram group. Yeah. And I'll show you why I'm undecided on Nick. You know how much I love the Lamborghini culture and the people that just post P&Ls and go, look at me, Yeah. And they post pictures of themselves and cars. Yeah. That's the culture I think is destroying education, because he's saying to you, I don't know how much that was, 60 grand. Yeah. I've got a 60 grand Beamer on my drive. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not selling the dream, but this is selling the dream. This is selling the dream type of thing, don't we? However, I like his trading style, and his strategy, I think, is very solid. I just don't like the way it's delivered and the fact that he sells courses, you know? But yeah, I like Nick. I think he's good. I was toying with the idea of joining his personal group under my pseudonym, Ed209. John Wick. I'm going to change all my pseudonyms to John Wick everywhere. Just to see what the difference between his free group and his live group is, because he seems to post an awful lot of his trades that he's taken in his free group. So you go, well, what's the point in joining the live room? Because it's a live group, right? It's $250 a month. You know, I'll get that back in one trade, but you know, I like poking around in people, in other people's education, because I've poked around in virtually everything, and I'm always looking at stuff thinking, what's different, what's different, what's different. And then Nick does absolutely nothing different. But the thing that's different with him is he does everything right. Yeah, he's not selling, he's not trying to complicate things, he's not doing anything crazy. He literally trades support and resistance. Yeah, in exactly, and he draws it. The other thing that I like about Nick is he draws it the same way as I do. Yeah. So I think he's got I think he's good. He sort of burst onto the scene. But the other thing that annoys me about, but you know, it's the age of people. Yeah. I see these guys out there. There's two guys out there selling a training course in Forex, and they're about 18. I'm like, sorry, what the hell do you know about Forex trading? If you haven't been knocking around in this industry for 3 to 4 years, and Nick says he's been around for 7, again, all adds up, doesn't it? If you haven't been knocking around in this industry for 4 years and been bashed to hell and lost 25 grand, you're not a trader. Yeah, you got to blow 5 accounts, fail 20 prop challenges, and you must have bought at least 10 grand's worth of training courses and 15 grand's worth of VAs and indicators. If you haven't done all of that, you haven't been knocked around enough to make money in this market. So it annoys me when people come out and, like, there's a 24-year-old that has just passed a degree and he's got the secret sauce out of the bank. No, you haven't. How much is your course? 2.5 grand? There we go. But yeah, no, I like Nick. You know, I don't push other people's courses. But his course, right? I'm not going to tell you not to buy it. Buy what you like. But all I would say is Google support and resistance. Or go on my website. Not that one. That one. And watch the how to draw support and resistance video. It's 36 minutes long. It'll save you $1,000. It's the same thing. And you see me do it in here every day. Every day you see me drawing it in here every. It's all over my charts. Look, all it is where's that? Where's that? Just don't spend money on support and resistance courses. And in effect, that's what it is, I think. I don't know. I haven't done it, but I've been told. I got lots of little spies out there. Lots of people that come in my channel and join my Telegram group. It's like, have you seen this bloke? And people send me courses as well, which I don't agree with. Sharing courses. You know, if people have spent a long time producing stuff, at least pay them for it. Mine's all free, but if, you know, I don't have a problem with people sending courses, but people send me courses because obviously as soon as you go and get a course, you can just record your screen, save it, and give it to someone else. There's a black market in courses out there, isn't there? But from what I understand from his course, literally, he will teach you how to trade support and resistance in a very, very simple way. And it works, funnily enough, because support and resistance forms the basis of what? Market structure. Same stuff. It's all the same stuff. I got really hopeful then that the US dollar was pumping, but it's decided to dump. Annoys the crap out of me. Yeah. Luke, he came out with supply demand indicator and said it read from the broker's order book. That was the last nail for me. What was that, Dennis? Was it? He's got a supply and demand indicator that reads from the broker's order book. Yeah, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing to own? We're buying the crap out of the indices. Fed rates, Fed rate increases will be necessary. That's right. Yes, we're buying the crap out of the indices at the minute. So I doubt we're going to get any strength on the US this afternoon. So I think I'll probably leave it there because I don't think we're going to get anywhere. I will likely stop out on these two for 0.6, which just brings us back to level today. So we'll pick it up on Monday. Lee, which of the EAs running are you most satisfied with so far for the ones you're testing? Mean reversion, ADR, market sentiment. Well, market sentiment I haven't tested yet. I'm only testing functionality on the market sentiment EA. The next test, which I've got to check the results today, but assuming it's traded as I want it to and correctly, I will put a proper test on, and I'm going to test sentiment above 75. So I'm only going to be interested in anything that is 75 plus in one direction to trade against that. So at the moment it's running on 60, so it's trading pretty much everything. There's a load of sellers just coming in. This market is just up, down today. So good luck. Hey, look who it is. Here he is, John Wick. Very wiki. So yeah, I can't comment on the market sentiment one because it's not out and I've not tested it. I might not release it. If I test it and it doesn't work, it's obviously going in the bin. But out of the mean reversion and ADR, they're pretty much the same thing. These three accounts are running. This one is running ADR reversals. Yeah, so this is running ADR reversals. This has done 16% in the last 12th of February, I think. Yeah, 12th of February. So less than a month. This has done 16%, sitting in 0.48. This is running H4M5 instead of H15, M15. Slight variation, pretty much the same. 7%. Nothing open at the moment. This is running H1M5, sitting in 0.5%, banked 7. But you will find that the H1M5 strategy will trigger most of the time the same as ADR. So if you run ADR and H1M5, you'll get very similar entries on them. H4M15 or H4M5 will give you different entries. So if I was going to run two, I would use the ADR reversals and H4M5 next to each other. M15, literally just take the H4M15 set file, but put it on the 5-minute time frame, not the 15-minute, and you'll get the same. Those are my bread and butter strategies that I've been trading for years. So those are the ones that I would run in there. And automatic, if you want to use automatic drawdown, 3/4 of an ADR to start scaling out with 1/3 of the position. If you want to do drawdown manually and aggressive drawdown control, then do that yourself. But at the moment, because the markets are so tight, and again, I said this the other day, the way I measure tightness in the markets is by pound New Zealand's ADR. If this thing's under 200, we've got tight market conditions. When it's tight, doesn't matter what you get into, you'll be able to get out of it. Any RSI extension on the hourly or the 4-hourly isn't going to last long because most of the stuff is range bound at the minute. So even the trendy stuff is range bound, or it's trending hard up and down, up and down, up and down, and doesn't matter. So those two set files you can't go far wrong with for 10% at 15% a month, I don't think, at the moment. Christian Richards, I like him. Who is that? John Wick or Nick Shawn? The other thing about Nick is he wears sunglasses all the time. He's too cool for trading. I'm so cool the sun shines on me 24 hours a day, even when it's raining, so I have to wear shades. He's one of those. Nothing wrong with that. He's more of an influencer than a trader, but he's good. I like him. I like his style. He's good. He's got a good presence online. That's what you need. You need someone you can engage with. You're going to learn from someone. You need someone that makes sense and that you can understand and doesn't talk really slowly and talk about stuff that goes up and down and runs into things and does things. That sort of trader, you are not going to learn much from because you'll be asleep for half of the course. Sellers are coming in again. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Potential for that to break. Lots of wicks to the upside, look. Lots of rejection. Just can't make any progress. There's not enough volume today. Nick hedges. Here's the support resistance zones on both sides, scales in and out on the next zones. Yeah, I don't like hedging. I think, yeah, he does hedge, doesn't he? He as far as I know, Nick teaches, he's got a compounding course, which teaches you to compound. Obviously, that's the bit I don't agree with because that's it's not sustainable. Yes, you can make a lot of money very fast, but you will. What the problem with compounding courses in general, or compounding strategies in general, is it gets you into the holy crap, I've just made a fortune scenario. You can't sustain the holy crap, I made a fortune scenario because otherwise you would own a Lamborghini. It's not going to happen. So the compounding is great if you can do it and stop it. So if you're going to do compounding, yep, do it, fine. Take $1,000, make sure you've got 2 or 3 extra in the bank because you're going to blow one of them, and then bang, go for it. But stop when you've compounded it up to where you want it to be. But the trouble is when you've compounded it up to where you want to be, so let's say you take $1,000 and you make it into 10 grand, you're thinking, what the hell, why would I stop doing this? And then you'll blow it. And then you'll be back to square one and you think, that doesn't work, I'm going to system hop. And off you go again in that never-ending system hopping cycle. But his hedging, obviously, he uses, as I said, he uses support and resistance. When he gets to it, he trades out of it, takes it. If it doesn't go against, if it goes wrong, he hedges long and then gets out of the hedge when he enters a second. So he basically does exactly what I do with position trading, except he uses a hedge in between it. That, to me, I have tried it and I get into a mess, so I don't do it. There is a hedge file, the hedging set file for the market reversal alert CA. It's this one, yeah? This has made 19% in the last 3 weeks, and it's sitting in 8% of drawdown. So this is basically doing what Nick does on M5. He does it on higher timeframes, I believe. As I say, I only glean bits and pieces out of his Telegram group, but the market reversal alert CA can do that. And that is one of the reasons I'm running this set file, is to look into it again for potential for running on H1 and H4. But I'm monitoring drawdown. What I'm actually finding is it's just making a killing. It's absolutely making a fortune with virtually no drawdown. So why would you bother? I don't know. Just run the market reversal alert CA on M5. It seems to be absolutely brilliant. 19%. It's great. I'm just waiting for this to get up to 50, but it's not doing it. My experiment is failing. My experiment is to try and blow the account. I can't. It just seems to be making money. William Brown Trading. Every client of his passes the FTMO challenge using his mechanical trading rules. Yeah. WB Trading. Every client who has used my mechanical trading rules, and I mean every client, has passed the FTMO challenge. I enter the market in the morning. I get out later. Has anybody done that one? I haven't looked into it, but I love his YouTube videos, his adverts. I'm pretty sure he's actually trading the opening range breakout. He's using my EA. I don't know what he does. I have no idea. Dixie, accumulating inside the 4-hour gap. Don't think we're going to see much movement. No, I don't. I think you're right. We're just sitting sideways at the minute. I want to run the ADR and mean reversion set files on my live. However, would you recommend trading every pair? Would you recommend running on one account or multiple? Up to you. Every pair I would be careful. I would pick a maximum probably of 12 pairs to run it on. The problem you're going to get is days like this, where you've got like that one hitting, that one hitting, that one hitting, those two hitting, and that one hitting. Yeah, they're all Canadian dollar. So you are entering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Canadian dollar trades. That's 6 times the normal exposure on the CAD. If the CAD goes into a 3-day squeeze against you, that's 6 times more painful than it could be. Yeah. If they all mean revert in 24 hours, that's 6 times more profit than you would have got. If you can stomach it, you could run more positions and more instruments. What I would do is pick a maximum of 3 CAD pairs, 3 Swiss pairs, 3 pound pairs, 3 US, 3 New Zealand, etc., etc. As a maximum. Make sure you're not going over that exposure. Of a maximum of 3. 2 is perfect. 3 at a push. Anything more than that, I mean, you can run it on everything, and there's a high probability of making a really nice return. However, when we get the next squeeze, and I say when, it's coming, we will get a squeeze. As long as you're using drawdown control, you're just going to take a loss. If you're not using drawdown control, which the ADR reversal set file doesn't do as standard, you're going to get hurt. So if you're going to do it, yeah, make sure you've got some kind of drawdown control set up to get you out automatically if you're going to put it on all instruments. Yeah, so my current and what I believe to be the best drawdown control, automated drawdown control, this is 0.75 of an ADR scaling out of 1/3, which means that when we go 1.5 1.5 ADR against our initial entry, we will have scaled out of 2/3 of the position. Yeah. Because we are scaling in half an ADR apart. What we're saying is, if that first entry works, fantastic. If the second entry works, fantastic. If the third entry is required, take some off of this first one to bring our average up. And this automated drawdown control automatically does that. And this is why you see that this is working so well, because we're going to get loss days. Yeah. We're going to take lots of loss. Here's loss. There's loads of loss here. All right. This P&L, it's got loss everywhere. Look, loss there, loss there, loss there. Yeah, loss there, loss there. But we're still banking way more. It keeps on top of that. And this is running every pair, every single pair. This is a stress. I'm running a stress test to try and break this thing, and it's not breaking because of the drawdown control. So if you're going to run it with ADR, obviously the ADR set file as standard doesn't have drawdown control active. So you'd need to just go in and turn that on if you're going to run it on more than the recommended. Yeah, so there's no DD. So just put per trade, percentage of ADR minus 0.75. No, minus 0.75 and 0.3 or more, up to you what you scale out by, but do it on a per trade. So you would just set that in there. Otherwise, you run the risk of a squeeze just exponentially Yeah, look. I mean, I always use this as an example because I was in this squeeze, and that's the reason I know it's so painful, because I was in it. Yeah, I got in long there. I missed that. I had a break-even exit there, and I thought, screw it, I'm not going to take it. This is just a pullback, deep pullback on long, and it went boom, 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 boom. If you get stuck in that without doing drawdown control, you're going to be in all sorts of pain. All sorts of pain. Loads of buyers coming in, annoyingly. Nick, his future is bright. Yeah. Hunter FX. That curse a lot. Hunter FX is the guy with the beard that looks like, what's his name, isn't it? Hunter FX. He's quite cool. I like him. Yeah, he looks like that guy out of Seth Rogen. Yeah, he's a Seth Rogen lookalike trader. I like him as well. What I don't like about him is he says he's made $1 million out of crypto, and he's buying crypto, and he's going to have a massive hole in his bank account soon if he doesn't stop buying crypto. But it's his problem, not mine. Nick, has Nick worked as a professional? Professional what? Trader? He is, as far as I know, that is his job. Nick takes accounts from 1K to 5K, then starts again, or 10K to 50K, then stops and starts again. Yeah, and that's my problem, Stevie. He shows you the ones he's doubled or compounded. But how many hasn't he done that on? How many has he blown? What's his overall P&L on the entire compounding attempts? To take an account from 1 to 5K using compounding is not undoable. I could probably do it in here. But I wouldn't, I keep saying it, it's not down to me. It's down to the first trade I take. My first compounding trade I take at that resistance level. I go short with 20% of my account or whatever I go short with. Stop up there. If that stops out, fine. I'll take another one. Let's say I take a compounding long here with 20%. I'm risking 40% of my account. Yeah. So if I'm doing it with 20%, I can take a maximum of 4 trades. The 5th trade, I'm not going to be able to get on because I'm not going to have any leverage. So that's all I can do is 4 trades. He, I think, if I'm not mistaken, recommends you go in with 40%, isn't it? When he's compounding. So you've only got 1 trade. You can't take a second. You won't get the leverage on. You'd have to take a smaller trade. And then as you take a smaller trade, you're going to find it harder to get that first initial 40% loss back. So I keep going back to the thing. When you take a trade, regardless of whether it's a support resistance, supply demand, or whatever the reason is, the 50-50 shot is there. If it's wrong, your compounding fails. If it's right, it works. So you've got to be right a lot to compound an account quickly. 50%, is it? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't follow people. I'm in lots of groups. I follow groups. I go in and out of following groups because I find them interesting, but I don't follow them religiously. So, I'm not watching people's live streams and YouTubes and all that sort of stuff because I'm in here doing it. So I don't know the ins and outs, but I just find that hard. I've tried it in the past. It's really, it's the same as martingale. Compounding, if you think about it, is the same as martingale. Massive high risk, massive high reward, but 2 or 3 trades against you, massive blow. And there's not many traders out there that can have a strike rate high enough to manage it. You've got to have a 60-70% strike rate. So I'm just going to turn the crickets off because they're buying the crap out of it at the moment. We get a big pump going on the indices. So yeah, I don't know. You can always try it. Try it. Someone try it and come back to me and tell me how amazing or bad it is. If you use big enough support and resistance zones, you can't go far wrong. If you, for example, if you use the 4-hour chart and you draw your support from there, your resistance from there to there, right? But extend that resistance by 50% to avoid a stop hunt on that level, the highest one. When you hit that, as soon as you get a bearish price action signal, a reversal alert short, for example, on the 15-minute time frame or the 5-minute time frame, you get in short with your stop there. There's a very, 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 very high probability of you coming into profit, because your stop is so far away that even if you get some market structure going against you and then you get a reversal in market structure, you could survive for a week or 2 weeks up here, maybe, without getting stopped out, but also without getting into profit. So if you're using 40% there and you get it right, and all of a sudden we get the bang, 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 and you get a 2R on it, you've just made 80% on your account. Happy days for a 2-to-1. But if you're wrong, you've only got one more shot. And if that shot fails, you're dead. And you've got to get a 2R on it, which is stress and pressure. So that's why I don't like compounding. And people come to me and say, I'm using 5%. 5%, much more realistic. But 5% is also going to compound your account in probably 2 to 3 months. I'd much rather sit here and make 10% a month and grow my account by 30 with some very, very low risk strategies. It's much more fun to me and it's more sustainable in my opinion. But each to their own though. Everybody can make money in different ways in this market. There's no right or wrong. You try it, you see if it fits. If it fits, you keep doing it. If it doesn't fit, you stop and you go and find something else. That's what the industry is all about. That's why there's so many people doing so many things or doing the same thing in so many different ways. Because there's more than one way to look at everything you do, isn't there? 28 pairs, 14 long, 14 short. See what happens. Give it a go. See what happens. What exactly are these set files? So the set files are all linked from the products. So if you go to the Market Reverse Alerts EA on the website or on MQR5 Marketplace, you will see a link to the manual and you will see a link to the starter set files and test results. There's a video there which will bore you to death for 12 minutes. That's not a long one. That won't bore you to death much. But the set files for all the strategies that I teach in the bootcamp are all in here. You can download the set files and go and do some back testing, whatever you want with them, use them, change them, tweak them. There's a set file here as well for bull market. Again, this is for the bull market only. It's a long only strategy. Will not work now. Do not use this strategy and this set file now. It doesn't work in a bear market. Only works in a bull market. And basically, it's the Market Reverse Alerts EA buying the dips. Simple. It's exactly what Warren Buffett does, basically. That's what I do. That's how my pension fund works. It uses drawdown control on 2 ADR, and it scales out of 1/3 of the position because the S&P will have multi-week bear runs. As you can, there you go. This is exactly why we use a 2 ADR drawdown control, because you will get multi-week bear runs, and during those multi-week bear runs you're just going to need to scale out and release some pressure on the way down before you get the pop. But the S&P is designed and manufactured to make money. It will only go up unless we have something going really wrong with the economy, which we do at the moment, called COVID. And nothing you can do about that. It's happened, it's here, and it's staying. We haven't managed to get new highs after all that buying. All they've managed to do is get near the double top. I'm pretty sure I've stopped out my positions. Oh my God, I'm still alive. Look at that. I'm still alive by a gnat's whisker. What do I do? What do I do? I'm going to honor my stop. I'm not going to muck about. Wouldn't that be lovely? Bearish engulfing. Strong close bear candle. Sit there for the weekend. Get spread out and stopped on the spread on Monday morning. That's what'll happen. What exactly is it? Christian Richards, YouTube income, 50% balance. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll use my YouTube income and I'll compound it. So I'll start on Monday with a $110 account, because that's what I earned out of YouTube last month. Yeah, and I'll compound it. We'll see what happens. I've no idea. I don't think I could do that. I can't do compounding. Your style of trading is really fun. It's completely gotten rid of my emotions of trading. I can't explain how appreciative I am to have followed you. That's good to hear. Well, it is designed to alleviate pain. However, if Diamond was still in here, I don't know if he's still in here. Don't tell him if he is. If he is in here, he'd tell you it causes you pain. It does cause you pain sometimes. But at the end of the day, you can't argue with the figures. But this is a good, we've had a good month. It's been a good month. There will be bad months. Interesting, you mentioned something about Hunter FX, Bitcoin. Can you share your personal perspective on Bitcoin? I don't have a problem with Bitcoin. If you do a side-by-side comparison with Bitcoin and stock index now, you'll find they are linked. So if you look at the daily S&P and the daily Bitcoin, that's about right, isn't it? You'll find that we are very similar now. Yeah. So what's happened is all of the speculative and the money grabbing that went on in Bitcoin when it broke. Yeah. So remember Bitcoin. Yeah. This thing has only been a tradable, profitable asset since October 2020. Oh, Diamond is in here, look. He's still here. It's only been a tradable asset since 2020 in October. Yeah. Until 2020 in October, all this thing was doing this. And then this thing took off. COVID happened, and we had this monster move. The arse fell out of it. What this was, and I'm not saying it's one person. What I'm saying is, think about billionaires. Think about banks and what happens after extended markets in banks. What happens? Profit takes. Yeah. Pump and dump. This is just, as far as I'm concerned, a pump and dump instrument, a bit like the dot-com bubble. Yeah, it's burst. We are on our way, I think, back down to here, and that's where we're going to stay. Because the whole crypto market was dependent on adoption, and we haven't had a generational adoption of this thing. It's failed. So I don't think it's going anywhere, and it could revive. I don't know. It could revive, but what it looks like to me is a typical pump and dump. It's like the binary options market disappeared. Prop firms, who knows? They could disappear. Bitcoin, crypto. The problem with it is, with deregulation of financial markets comes risk, high risk. There are no long-term investors, funds, and big players out there who are going to put their money into this long-term on a speculative basis. So yes, you'll get execution trades in it, but I don't think you'll ever get the level of speculative money going into it that we had. When companies like Tesla go, we're going to accept Bitcoin for our cars, and then weeks or months later they go, actually, this isn't working. You know it's not an adoptable payment method. Yeah, we had all these crypto terminals where you could go and pay for things in crypto. Disappearing. Crypto wallets. Yeah. Think about it. Who in their right mind would put their entire life savings into a hard drive, which is the only way to keep your crypto 100% secure? Put it into a little hard drive that you can accidentally lose. That bloke that put all his crypto Bitcoin into a drive accidentally threw it away. He's been going through the tip for over a year now trying to find that hard drive. It's worth millions. It just doesn't work. So the adoption has been so difficult. I think there's a lot of underworld probably getting on with it and using it. And you can use it a lot. It's still there. I don't think it's going anywhere. I just don't think You know, this is now, as far as I'm concerned, equivalent to the US dollar ZAR. It is an exotic US dollar cross. And when the US dollar dumps, Bitcoin will pump. When the US dollar pumps, Bitcoin will dump in exactly the same way as the S&P does the opposite to the US dollar. So I think this is just now interlinked with the stock market. And you will see when the stock market rallies, you'll see Bitcoin rally. But I don't think you're ever going to see that sort of movement. Again, you're going to see contraction and going back to, you know, it still looks good though. You know, go back in time before the pump. Look, it's still a tradable asset, isn't it? This thing still moves really nicely. Yeah, but you ain't going to get that thing happening again, I don't think. I think it's done. But I might be wrong. But I'm of a generation that won't adopt. My kids, maybe. I don't know. We'll see, won't we? Things change. But there's a lot of people out there pumping this now, saying buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, and I'm pretty sure they're holding Bitcoin. I honestly do. The last thing I would look to do at the moment is buy in a bear market, buy something like this in a bear market. Because if this bear market leg, I think we've got one more leg in the bear market. I don't know, but I'm thinking we're not finished yet. If that's the case, this thing's going to come down and make a new low. You do not want to be buying this. I think Hunter said, didn't he, taking out a $30,000 loan or something to buy more Bitcoin because he lost millions. I'd be, you know, if you're taking out a loan to buy Bitcoin, the alarm bells should be ringing, surely. I don't know. How many bad months do I have a year? A couple. Usually I have 2 losing months a year, 1 or 2. Joking, I'm happy with my trading. I've made this my life now. Blimey. That's good to know, though. Larry Williams forecasts the inflation has peaked and stock market bull market is coming soon. Yeah, I'm 50-50 on it. Yeah, this thing looks bullish to me. Yeah, but it's not quite bullish, is it? We got market structure, but look how weak it is. If you take this piece of market structure here, it's very much just about. Yeah, this is a bull market. Bull markets have tight contracted candles on the daily. We are still bear volatile. Look at the size of the candles. They're still bear volatile. We're still running on a 51 ADR. In here, we're running about 20 to 25 ADR. We're running at twice the normal ADR of a bull market. This is still a bull. Yeah. So we're running at twice the ADR of a bull market, which means we're still in a bear market, bear volatile at the moment. If we break that high, I think I will be more inclined to agree with Larry. I would never argue with Larry. He's been around a lot longer than I have, but you know, every person out there with an opinion has got a 50-50 chance of getting it right, haven't they? Yeah. So the guy that calls this is the end of the bull market, if it rallies and it goes into a bull market, he'll go, nah, and everyone will listen to him in the future. The next time he calls it, it's not right. He's got a 50-50 strike rate, isn't he? You know, it's just, look at it logically. That's really what's happening. Regulation inevitable to sustain Bitcoin. Yeah, I think crypto, but that, you know, crypto regulation defeats the object of crypto. So why have it in the first place? Yeah. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, I've got to go because I'm going out tonight. Going out on the tiles. So we're not getting anywhere. I've stopped out of my pound US dollar. So I am up for the day, but and I'm going to hold that CAD Swiss over the weekend. So that's it. I'll be back on Monday. So back Monday, 7:50, same time for the Frankfurt London session, 2:20 for the New York session. We'll trade the DAX and the indices, do the FX analysis, have a look at what's available, what's up, what's down, what's going on. Give it a like if you like the stream, always useful. And subscribe, obviously, if you haven't already. David B has just subscribed. Welcome aboard, David. Yeah, and I'll be back Monday and we'll have a look at it again. So have a good weekend if you're up to anything exciting. Otherwise, if you're not up to anything exciting, don't have a good weekend. But I'll be back on Monday at 7:50. Right? I'll go and spend my earnings with YouTube. Yeah. Off to McDonald's. Right, I'll catch you on Monday. Have a good weekend. I'll be in the Telegram group if you need me as well. All right, see you then.